a while now, my little sibling has been insisting that I need to read Six of Crows, and I was like, look, I do want to read them eventually, but they're very, very low on my priority list, so it's probably going to be a very long time until I get to them. I have so many books to read, so many books I want to read. I have a huge physical TBR, and I've also never finished the Grisha trilogy, which I kind of wanted to finish first. So I had no plans to read them at any point in the near future. However, because my little sibling kept insisting, I did decide to put Little Sibling Picks My TBR reading vlog as a sub goal during my birthday stream in May, and it wasn't like a low goal, but we hit it. So thank you so much to anyone who hung out, contributed, or even just lurked during my birthday stream in May on Twitch. Y'all are amazing and it was a great time, but now I have to bump Six of Crows right up the priority list and I have to do this. So interestingly enough, my little sibling usually doesn't really read novels, but they've been reading Six of Crows because of the Shadow and Bone Netflix series, which I have actually watched. So I guess I have some general idea of the characters in these books. But beyond that, all I really know is it's a heist story. I don't know. But yeah, because I have to do this, I did go and buy the pretty editions, which part of me just wanted the paperbacks because I do generally prefer paperbacks and I definitely enjoy the experience of reading from paperbacks a lot more, but these are real pretty and they weren't very expensive for hardbacks, especially special edition ones, considering, how things are in Australia. And they've got the map and etc, etc. So, and I also kind of put it up to other people because I was ordering during Ellie's 24-hour stream, and of course everyone was like, get the pretty hardbacks. So I have these now and I have to read Six of Crows and we'll see how I go. Hopefully it goes well, otherwise I'm going to end up with some unpopular opinions, which, it wouldn't be the first time. I think I'm about 300 pages into Six of Crows. I've just been reading it here and there because I've mostly been organizing and decorating for my 30th, which is Fae themed, which is why I look like this, because I'm doing a test run of the look because it's tomorrow. But the book, I'm really enjoying this book. I don't love all the characters, but I enjoy all the characters, if that makes sense. I don't really like Kaz and Matthias. Kaz because of the cruelty and the self-involvement, and Matthias because of the bigotry, but at the same time I'm enjoying learning about their characters and seeing their interactions with other characters. This book overall, the heist part of this book comes in that Kaz has been tasked with essentially taking a person. The heist is to go capture take away a person. And it's because there's this drug that enhances Grisha's powers in a scary way, but is also really addictive and also causes death. So really dangerous in a number of ways. And so the person responsible for creating this is who they're going to get from this highly secure, dangerous place. So the point I'm at, they've just arrived at the location. And so they've gotten themselves in and now they need to find the person and get out, I guess. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this. I'm really enjoying all the characters and their interactions and just the way everything's unfolding. I'm actually loving this. As long as I don't get annoyed with anything at the ending or anything, this is probably gonna be a 5 stars. I am actually loving this. So, maybe I should have read it earlier, but we're here now. My first fairy loot arrived, but I'll probably include this in a haul because I am planning on filming a haul of all the books I've acquired over the past 6 months, which might even go up before this video, so. wearing gloves in my home because it is so cold. But I finished Six of Crows, and I get it. I get it. I should have read it earlier. Yes, I loved this. I will be giving it 5 stars. It is the best thing I read in the month of June, considering I finished this the last day of June. Also, can we take a moment to appreciate, first of all, my earrings, that are these little, like, handmade books I got from a convention, but also, I don't even know if y'all can see that. I don't know if anything I just tried to do will have worked. I'll have to just show you later. But, like, you know, there's little designs on this beret that are very cute. Anyway, back to the matter at hand. Yeah, Six of Crows was really great. I mean, the plot is, like, interesting. This whole heist situation of, you know, trying to capture, basically, and escape with a person, essentially. But what really makes this is the characters. It's such an interesting dynamic of characters, and like a good group of characters that all like interact and have relationships with each other, amongst each other, and have like those interesting dynamics and but are also like all unique and interesting characters in and of themselves. Like, that's something I love so much in books. So in that way, like, this book's kind of perfect for me. As I said, like, there are some characters that, like, as people, I don't love, and they're all kind of morally grey. But they're all still so interesting. I think at the end of Six of Crows, if I was going to like rank the characters, I'd probably still have like Matthias down the bottom, because again, like, I just struggle so much with like bigotry, even though I know he's like coming around by the end, and he might, and I expect he'll grow more in like future books, right? Then I'd probably have Kaz again. He's just not a nice person, you know? Like, I know he has that soft spot, but he's fighting so hard to like hide it that just makes him even crueler a lot of the time. So, you know, not a big fan of those two personally. Then I'd probably, the next two characters I would put here, and the reason I'd put them here is that in Six of Crows, there's two characters that I feel like you don't see much of, or what you do see of them seems so like surface level compared to what you see of like a lot of the other characters. So at number 4, I'd probably put Wyland, because you don't see much of him, although the scene where he's like singing is great, I will say that. And then Jesper, who I will say Jesper's actually my favorite character in the TV show, but in this, again, I feel like you don't see a whole lot of him outside of like him constantly making fun of Wyland. That's just kind of the dynamic all throughout the book. So then at number 2, I would put Inej, who, you know, sometimes she's a little bit serious for my tastes, but, you know, still a really interesting character. And then number 1, my favorite character is definitely Nina. Definitely Nina, which, you know, makes the end of this book all the more emotional. But yeah, Nina is definitely my favorite. Just like her charisma and attitude, just, you know, we love the fine things in life. We love good food and just appreciating the things we have, and just, I don't know, she also terrifies me. Like, most of these characters terrify me, especially Nina in the way she can like drop people, but she's definitely my favorite character. So yeah, I have just started listening to Crooked Kingdom, so we'll see how that goes. But I did love this. And my sibling, who you would have seen a really brief clip of them from my birthday party, because we were then talking about this at my party because I'd finished it the day before, said that, like, suggested that Crooked Kingdom was even better. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Now, my little sibling didn't specifically tell me to read these, but Attack on Titan is one of their favorite anime, which I've never watched and don't really know much about, beyond there being like these titans, which seem to be like giants who look like giant people who look like they have had their skin ripped off. Don't know a whole lot otherwise. And I saw that they had volume 1 and 2 at my library. So I think I'm also going to read those probably before I finish Crooked Kingdom. And so we'll see what I think of these 2 volumes of the Attack on Titan manga as well. So yeah, I'll be hopefully reading these. I'll be finishing Crooked Kingdom. And then once we've done all that, that will be the end of this experiment. But yeah, I'm kind of giddy because I don't like love books to that extent very often anymore. Like I give out 5 stars very, very rarely. There's probably only a handful of things I've given 5 stars this year, so it's good stuff. I've just had a black milk order arrive, so I have this dress. It's Butterfree Pokemon. It's so pretty, and it's like so soft. And I also got these pants. So Care Bears pants. Plenty of pink, obviously. I'm like halfway through Crooked Kingdom as well, and it's a lot of like getting to know the characters more and their backstories and like watching their relationships grow and stuff like that. While there is like an underlying plot as well, that's kind of what's happening, and I'm not mad about it. This damn book had me tearing up. Let me like mentally recover before my final thoughts, because yep. I'm Jigglypuff because I'm heading to a convention today, but let's wrap this up. First of all, I did read the first 2 volumes that I have upside down. I did read the first 2 volumes of Attack on Titan. Now, obviously this is quite popular, and so I've like seen stuff around and heard people talk about it. So there are a few names I recognize. So when one of the few names I recognized got eaten in the first volume, I was a bit like, huh? So I guess that's the danger of popular things, is that sometimes some of those moments don't quite have don't have quite the same effect. But I did find this really interesting. So now I know the whole concept is that, you know, like 100 years ago, these titans consumed majority of the humans, and so now there's only a small percentage of the population left in this like stronghold town situation with these big walls to keep out the titans, because the titans are these tall humanoid creatures, people situation where the only thing they really know about them is that they eat humans, and that the only way to really kill them is to like hit a spot at the back of their neck. So we've got humans living in this walled city, and then a really big titan arrives and damages the wall. And so there's even more danger now, and we have these characters who have grown up to like be part of the soldiers, basically, to protect the people. So it's pretty brutal. I will say it's pretty brutal. You know, people dying and getting eaten all over the place, but I did enjoy these nonetheless. I would be interested in continuing and possibly watching the anime as well, because this was interesting. But you know, the main reason we're here, Crooked Kingdom. I finished Crooked Kingdom, and this was an emotional roller coaster. As I said, a lot of this book is kind of backstory and getting to know the characters, and since the characters really make this series, like, that's great. My like ranking of characters probably hasn't changed too much, although the very end of this book perhaps has Kaz going a little bit up the ranking, because being as vague as possible, it's not the death that had me tearing up, it was the reuniting. For some reason, that is what really got me. So yeah, given that Kaz was kind of responsible there, you know, maybe he's not all bad. But yeah, Nina and Inej are definitely still my favorites, which again just makes the end of this book all the more emotional, because I feel like the end of both of these books is like How can we damage Nina more? Yeah, I did tell my sibling that I would be suing for emotional damages, but I loved this series. I did love this duology. And yeah, I don't get that invested in books, I feel, that often, and especially like just a whole cast of characters. I think this whole cast of characters is done so well, and all of their tragic stories and all of their connections and relationships. They hurt, but I think they're really well done, and I really did enjoy this duology. And so yeah, I should have read it earlier, but now I hurt. I finished this yesterday. Yeah, I finished it yesterday, and I'm still recovering. So now I'm going to go off to spend the day at a convention and try and forget my misery. Thank you very much. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this vlog. I need to go. So, T2Fen and Starzy out.